everybody, it's me, Myra, at Down Home Money, a simple approach to financial freedom. I hope you're doing well. It's Tuesday, it's my day, and I'm excited to share with you some more about the housing market and what's going on and what we're seeing. So just a little tip, we're seeing increases in inventory all across the board. All you got to do, I shared with you on my last video that you should do a search, put in a search on realtor.com or whatever website you use, and they'll start sending you the new listings that are coming up after you do the search and tell what what you want in the search. And I have done that for several areas because I just wanted to watch it because they're in different states, and so it's easier to do it through realtor.com. I'm getting price decreases, new listings. We're seeing inventory starting to tick up, which is great for you if you're a buyer. What we found is there's a lot of buyer fatigue out there, and a lot of people have just decided they're going to wait to buy a house until the market shifts because they're tired of being in multiple offers, especially if they're a first-time home buyer, because they're struggling and not getting the deals. They're not winning because there's a lot of cash out there on the market and a lot of people with big down payments. And if you were a seller, would you rather have a first-time home buyer that we don't know if they're really qualified for the loan or not, or would you take somebody that's paying you cash? I mean, that's really not that hard to choose. So unfortunately for the first-time home buyers, they're kind of being pushed out of the market. But the good news is there's more houses every day coming on the market. And then, I know the eviction moratorium, you know what? I don't know that that's going to make a big impact. I know there are a lot of landlords that are wanting to sell their properties once they can evict because they've had a year of no rent, but they had to keep making their payments. But of course, they couldn't get foreclosed on either, so they didn't have to make their payments. But just because the tenant doesn't want to pay doesn't mean the landlord doesn't want to keep their great credit. So there's just a lot going on, and we're just kind of working our way through it, and I'm just trying to bring you information as I know it. A lot of you know I've been in real estate for over 30 years. I have a portfolio of rental property. I'm building a dividend income portfolio, so I'm either doing a video on housing and how you can, what's going on in the housing market, how to get into first rental, and then I also, starting last year, I started building a dividend portfolio to build a passive income. So today, I want to share with you the states that are killing it. You guys, these are the states that if you own real estate in these 5 states, you are making a mint because your housing prices have gone through the roof. So here they are. And I've got the totals I wanted to share with you. Idaho is number 1. If you live in Idaho, you have had a 35% increase on your home. 35% increase. It's just crazy, you guys, what has happened. That is exciting. So 35, it's like 34.2. Arizona is number 2 at 26.1%. I mean, it's pretty crazy. Then you've got Montana. It's in the 23 range. Utah in the 23 range. Washington is a little over 20%. Those are your 5 top states for increase on home prices. So if you're in those states, you're probably having a struggle buying a house because that's a big increase in these states. On the low side of it is states like New York and North Dakota. New York has seen home prices increase only about 6% during this time, and North Dakota increased 6.3%. So they're the 2 lowest states. But you know what's really interesting? 0 states posted a decline in sales. So I'll tell you what's interesting is that the home price increase has been 17.2% overall. And this is the United States. Remember, real estate is so local. Your state could be different. Your county, and you could be in Idaho, but your county and your city inside Idaho is not having this kind of growth. So they're taking the whole state. And I've shared with you that real estate's really local. And so you kind of have to figure that out. I always tell people, if you're interested in wanting to know the value of your home, or true value of your home, I would call one of the local top producer real estate agents in your area. And if you don't know someone, just give me a comment down below where you're at, and I will, or you can email me, downhomemoney@gmail. I will respond, and I'll get you a realtor to call that can get you some valuation. So you can kind of see, because you've had an increase on your net worth this year. If you own a home, you've had an increase on your net worth. So congratulations, and go with it. Take that and run with it. Find out. I mean, especially if you're wanting to cash out, you need to make sure. I would tell you that if you are wanting to cash out, you're going to want to do that within the next 6 months to a year, because the market will start shifting. And when it happens, you guys, it's slowly, and then it's suddenly. When you look at all the graphs, you see it just going like this through 06, 07, it's starting to go down, and then by 08, it crashed. So I don't think we're going to have that kind of crash. I think that we will have a correction. I think that's just inevitable. So anyway, the top states have had huge increases. I mean, for 34.2% in home price increase is huge. That's the highest. So, and then I'll tell you the other 5. Vermont, Rhode Island. Vermont's number 6. Rhode Island's number 7. Nevada's number 8. Oregon is number 9, and Connecticut is number 10. So that's the top 10. They round out the top 10. So that's pretty incredible. So when we talk about home price index, so the home price index is what is showing us all of this. And, you know, as supply and demand pressures endure and construction costs spike, home prices will continue to gain. I mean, we'll keep going up if we keep having construction costs going up. And because, you know, lumber, of course, lumber has come down, so that's really good. It's leveling out. You're seeing things level out a little bit. I am seeing a lot of price reductions. Pay attention. If you haven't paid attention, houses were flying off. As soon as they were immediately put on MLS, they would go pending. I mean, it was just like people couldn't even get a bid in. And so, you know, you'd find the house, send it to your client, they'd call you back, and it's already pending. It was nuts. And so now I'm seeing houses sit on the market longer. It might take 2 weeks for the house to sell. So when before they were selling 1 to 2, 3, 4 days, good houses, right? Every area has homes that are going to sell on the market. They're either overpriced, or they need a ton of work, or they're not in a great area that people want to be in. But then you're going to have areas that, I mean, as soon as the house goes on the market, it's going to sell. That's just part of the housing market. I've been doing this for 30 years. That's part of the housing market. But housing is local. But it's hard on a YouTube channel to give it to you locally, because I have to give it like the whole United States, because that's who's watching my YouTube channel. So that's why it's a little harder when you go into this. But if you want more localized, again, email me. I'll get it for you. I'll get you hooked up with a great realtor who can get you some information for your area. All right, home prices nationwide. Okay, increased year over year 17%. Just in 1 year, you guys. It just went up 17%. It went up 17%. Holy cow, that's crazy and exciting at the same time. If you're looking to make money, then it's time to sell. Okay, let me just say that. If you're looking just for an investment, you're going to hold it, and you're going to sit there, it'll continue to go up. That's just what happens. The real estate is the smartest investment you'll ever make. I promise you. It's totally unbelievable what happened for me in my life when my husband and I started in my 20s buying rental property. A lot of you know I retired by the age 33. We had 10 rental properties that made us $5,000 a month. My husband was able to quit the police department, and I was able to sell my hair salon, and then we lived off of our income from our rental properties. We were free. It gave us freedom like none other. And we traveled and did all these things. And then I got bored. Crazy. I got bored, got my real estate license, and got back on the treadmill. And then I ended up, selling real estate like crazy, and then buying franchises. And then today, that's what I do. So I know a little bit about real estate. I've just been in it and been able to watch it. And from being a regional director for my company, I was able to see 3 other states beside my own state of Texas. I was in Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana. So I have like a bird's eye view of what's going on in the real estate market based on multiple states. I'm not just in one little locale telling you what's happening in my little market. I get to see it at several states and what's going on and the trends. So, and I follow Florida because I've had property in Florida. So I will tell you right now with CoreLogic, their prediction, their forecast, I guess is a better way to put it. Currently, year over year, we're at 17.2 increase on values, price increases. And they are predicting for next year, the forecast is only 3.2%. So I think that they're seeing there's going to be a correction. We got to get the evictions taken care of. We got to get the foreclosures taken care of. And so it'll be interesting to see what happens. COVID-19's impact on home prices, despite the economic ups and downs brought on by the pandemic, the housing market is still going strong. As supply and demand pressures endure and construction costs spike, home prices gained the highest annual growth since 1979. So you guys, housing is still going. It's still booming. I would tell you, if you're in the housing market and you're frustrated because you haven't been able to get a house because maybe you are an FHA buyer or a VA buyer, I would tell you help is on the way. I'm seeing more listings coming on the market. I think that it's going to level out. I don't know that we're going to get back to a buyer's market. That's a 6-month supply of inventory. And currently, we don't have very much inventory. We're like at a 2-month supply. So it'll take a little time, but we will get there. So I appreciate you guys watching. Remember, it's not how much money you make, it's how much money you keep. And are you buying assets that throw you off of passive income? My shirt today, we can do it. We can do it. We'll see you next Tuesday. Be sure and subscribe and give us a thumbs up. See ya.